Hello, here we are for our Friday conversation at Committed Parenting. Szara, Helen is about to join us. Lots of sun in my eyes. I might reposition a few times to blind myself. Today we're continuing the conversation inside of Love Like It's Your Last Day. So Helen and I have been playing the game Love Like It's Your Last Day, and some of you here may be playing it too. We invite anybody that still wants to play to come join us to play Love Like It's Your Last Day, where you stop, connect, love with abandon. It's a 30-day challenge where you get to confront our impermanence. We don't like to look at it. And it's not always comfortable to look at, when is our last day. But what it does give you is when we get really real with ourselves, that actually our time here in this body as this person and this human is finite. And we don't know how finite. But when we do get related to that, this moment has so much meaning. This moment right now is where everything lives. And as parents, it's such a great tool for love and connection, because when you get this moment is where everything lives. This moment is where life lives. This moment is where your love and connection lives. This moment is where, a moment that can last a lifetime. And it will literally go through generations, your children and their children's children. And these moments are captured and beautiful. So that's what the Love Like Your Last Day challenge is all about. And this week, the theme of this week in Love Like It's Your Last Day is legacy and action. Legacy not as an inheritance, but legacy what do you leave behind for people in values and virtues and stories and memory? What ripple or impact? What difference? Who were you known for? So that's the whole idea of legacy, and then action inside of it. So waiting for Miss Helen to join us one day soon, making sure I have connection so she can come. I'll entertain you with antics until she gets here. Helen. I do have full Wi-Fi. She should be any second here. I don't want to start the conversation too much without her here, because she has so much to offer, and so much has been showing up inside of taking this on. For me as a parent, taking on Love Like It's Your Last Day, I'm getting to juice the moments with my kids. Last night, my 18-year-old, my adult son, came over, and we got to have some of those moments together, and it actually wasn't really pretty. There were some interactions that happened and family dynamics that happened. And here she is. Yay, add. I'm on camera. Do. I think it's adding. Here she is. She's connecting. She is. Hi. Helen? Do you hear us? Are you here?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
There you go. I am here. All
Yay.
right. So I've been sharing about us playing this game, Love Like It's Your Last Day, and that this week is legacy and action. And much has been showing up inside of that.
Really great. So you were sharing about last night and your 18-year-old?
Yes. So
Awesome.
So we're living on a boat, and it's a small sailboat. And my 18-year-old came over for a visit downtown, which was, to me, it made I was so excited that he was over at friends, and he was comic book shopping, and he was having this really great time. And I asked him if he wanted to join me for dinner. I was kind of expecting to get a no, right? I'm busy with friends. And he actually said, yes, I would love to come see you. And it just lit me up and moved my life, because I'm I get when you're 18 to go have a dinner with your mother might not be your first priority, especially when you're with doing cool stuff downtown with your friends. So he joined us at the boat for dinner, and we just, got to get related and talk and catch up and see what's going on in his life. And he was really curious what's going on in my life. And it was this really rich, beautiful moment. And then he was watching his younger brother for a little while, and it didn't go well. There was some kind of a reaction that happened. I came back into the boat, and it was brothers, the two younger ones were fighting. He was really upset. My older son, the 18-year-old son, was really upset and disengaged. And it was like, so I came in, I, handled the situation as put everybody in safe spaces. Everybody was good. Everybody was taken care of.
Yeah.
But it was like right away, like the 18-year-old, he was like, I think I'm going to go now. And right away my heart sunk. It was like,
yeah.
The moment wasn't perfect. And so now he's going to leave. And I was really sad. And my first reaction was right there, and I could feel it. It was like I was mad. I was like, no, come on, just because it's not perfect. Like, this is our family. Like, I want you to be with it exactly how it is and love it for what it is. Like, these are your brothers. Yeah. This is your future. Like, and inside of the conversation, love like it's your last day. Like, I'm one day not going to be here. Yeah. And like, who are you for each other as brothers? So I wanted at first to go into a big long rant and lecture about just like that. Who are you for each other and your brothers? I could almost hear the words coming out of my mouth. I can't be feisty. But like what was right there, and this is where I'm so grateful for playing this game, because it has me present. Because it's like, actually, this moment right now is one of those moments. It's right now. It's like creation is available. And who am I? And I remember from earlier in the week on Tuesday, we created like, what word am I? And it's like love, right? Unforgettably fierce love. And so standing in unforgettably fierce love, it's just like, I could love him up. Like, that was tough for you. And I really got how it was for him. And then Reed came out, and Reed was like, well, this is how it was like for me. I could get all of his communication.
Yeah.
And then there it was like, even just being honest with where it was and what I wanted for a family. And just like, this is tough, and family is tricky sometimes. And brothers, it's tricky. And it's like, and I so would love here. Like, I would love like how to operate. And Xander, it was great, because Xander's like, I want that too. And I was like, I got that. And it's like, you just don't know how that you can actually handle that. And it was interesting, because we actually started talking about like what it's like for Reed, and what does work and what doesn't work, and what are some skills. And from that, he even requested maybe seeing Reed's behavioral therapist, because like maybe he could understand Reed more. And I got, though, all of that conversation came because what was important for me as family. Like, for me as family, like, it's got your back kind of thing in our family.
It really is. Yeah.
That's so important to me. Like, in our family, we have each other's backs, thick and thin. You hate each other, love each other. You have each other's backs. And I really got, like, that actually gets to live forward. I was really moved by, there's my 18-year-old interested in what my 9-year-old deals with, and wanting to talk to his behavioral therapist so that he can get trained and understand, and like not have that situation go that way. And it was so moving. It was so moving.
I actually hear that you all know yourselves differently out of that interaction, Szara. That's what I actually hear.
Yeah.
It really had the chance to go one way, and actually it went a completely different way out of your commitment, right? To unforgettable, fierce love. It's right there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was so great, because where my son was about to leave and go off and catch a bus and go, he actually stayed longer. Like, we got all of that. We talked about that. And then he even stayed longer and visited for a while. And it was like, it really left on such a beautiful, great note. And it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be messy, but like, that's actually where the juice is. That's where the love is. That's where the family is.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah. I love what you're creating, because I was really like, my day was really crazy on Wednesday. I had this experience of moving from one thing to the next, right? And so when you're talking about that, I'm just looking, and I kept coming home and like hanging out with the kids for a moment and hearing what they're up to. And somebody was dealing with somebody who was heartbroken and what to do. And she just said she was so exhausted, right? Because she had work to do. And then this person was really heartbroken because she said she didn't want to be in a relationship with them. And she was just pooped. And right in that moment, I was just sitting there and I was like, dude, I really get like that. And she gave it like, I don't know, it was one of those magical moments where you see, like, it was really like, I love you and you got this, and let's have it, like, get sorted where you are. And within like 2 minutes, she was up and like, oh, I really see. Okay, he's thinking this, and I was being straight with him. I let him know exactly. She wouldn't like, but she immediately, like, it was that, like, in 2 minutes, she got to put herself upright again, right, and be energized and take on her life. But so those were the moments in my day. My 10-year-old's like, Mom, da la la la. Mom, and then I come out and I'm like, which jacket should I be wearing? She's like, oh no, choose that one rather than that one, Then I came back at the end of the night. This is where I wanted to go with it, though. I came back at the end of the night, and the 10-year-old has got this report for me. well, I talked to this sibling, and I talked to this sibling, and I talked to this sibling, and this is the conversation we had, right? And it's so cute. And then she says, and this one taught me to tango. But it was that like moment in time, right, where you could see who our family was. And it's what you're pointing to too. That moment in time was, we have each other. We may not always be in the same space at the same time, but what connects us is, it's like, it's so funny because it's the same thing, like who we are as community for each other, right? But that's out of like orienting, hey, how much time do I actually have left here? Like, what do I actually want to leave my people with, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like that's so the opportunity and like the legacy conversation, because that's what it is.
It
Because it's
really
like,
is.
and you know what's so interesting is I'm so present to my mom. And my mom always shares stories about her grandmother who had a
Mm-hmm.
huge part in raising her. And I am so clear that the human I am right now, oh, I'm gonna get moved, is actually from my like great grandmother and
Mm-hmm.
who she was with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is who we are right now. Like these
Mm-hmm.
moments, these created moments
Yes.
of love and those rich moments, like we are leaving an imprint. We're leaving a legacy, not just for our
We are.
children, but for their children and their children's children. Like it's literally shaping what a family looks like and what's possible inside a family.
Hands down. Hands down. And it is. It's because I know who my mum was. I got to stand on her shoulders. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know that. I'm clear. And the other thing I'm going to say that might rattle some cages is I have seen families fall apart after the parents die. It's like, and
Mm,
that's not what I want for my kids. And do you know what? Where I stand right now, and I can eat my words later, but where I stand right now, my kids will have each other when I'm not here. When
yeah.
Adrian and I are not here, my kids will have community. They don't need me to
Yeah.
have it be there.
Yeah. That is so fantastic. And like that's the opportunity. That's really the opportunity of this conversation and taking a look at Love Like It's Your Last Day, because you know what? We don't know. And to be the parents that we're committed to be, there's a responsibility and ownership in that of like, what are you leaving behind for your children? How are they getting set up? What is the impact and imprint you're leaving forward so that they get to thrive,
Hmm.
thrive when we're not here?
Exactly.
And then best case scenario, we're just with them forever, but they get the tools to thrive anyway.
Yeah. And yeah, like, and I think that's what I was pointing to in the conversation with about Ella, right? Is I know, and it's not just her, it was just she was the example of it for me this week. It's like I can see they have those. I remember the moment in time when I could see Dan and Ben have their adult relationship start to form. It was in front of my eyes. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
Mm,
that's it. That's the adult relationship. It's gonna change and grow and whatever, they're gonna fight, whatever. But you could see the core of it suddenly start to exist. It's not just like kids anymore, but like an adultness to it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
yeah,
Sorry. I'm just like
I
so
love it.
excited about that.
But that's
Sorry.
the
You know?
invitation for everybody watching here. And if you're playing Love Like It's Your Last Day, that's what this week is about. If you're not playing Love Like It's Your Last Day, what are you waiting for? Come join us and play. But regardless, if you're not playing, really look like what is your legacy as a parent and in your family?
Yes.
Who are you? What is your family? How do you define your family? What gets to live forward after you're not here? What do your
Yeah.
kids get to have as a definition and construct of family? Because you're shaping
Hmm.
it. You are the
Yeah.
one. And you're literally shaping it right now. And each moment's an opportunity to forward that.
Yeah. Really good. It is that. It really is.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
great to define. Like for me, I just even got present on this call. Actually, my definition of it is like it's got your back. We've got
Yeah.
each other's back. I didn't realize that until this call. That's the thing that's so important. And so look
Yeah.
for you. What's so important for your kids and family to have as like their structure, like their backbone commitment, and go do that. Go take actions
Yeah.
aligned with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Perfect.
Beautiful. All
Awesome.
right. We'll see you
Okay.
next week where we're going to take another
Okay.
conversation on. Love you. Go out.
Love
Go
you.
forth. Form legacy.
Bye.
Bye.